PORINETIA
Hello, Yorana. My name is Moina Rivera. Welcome to PORINETIA TV, the place to feel, to connect, to learn, and become Polynesia. Today I'm super excited because I have a special person that I admire very, very much. And so I'm super excited to have him with us on the show. So I want to welcome Lorenzo.
Yorana.
Yorana Lorenzo, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
My pleasure.
So Lorenzo is very well known all over the place, all over the world. And we have the privilege to have him today with us. And Lorenzo, can you tell us about your background and your work in the Ori Tahiti culture?
Thank you very much, Moina, for asking me to be your host today. So my background, I started dancing very late. I mean, I was 19 years old, and in my family, it was not a question about being an artist or being a dancer or singer whatsoever, because everything has been planned for me. Like, you're gonna be this and you're gonna do this and everything. But then I met Teiki, who was my neighbor, and he was kind of teaching jazz and ballet as well in Papeete. So one day he said, okay, because I'm driving you to school, you will need to wait for me because I have a dance class. I said, oh my goodness, what is that? And he said, you should come and try. I said, okay, you know what, just read my lips. It's gonna be huge. No, never. Me with the leotard, leggings, no, never, ever. But one day I just put one foot, and the next day it was two, and then, well, voila, so here am I. So I started dancing with Teiki, who told me absolutely all I know today. And after 2 years dancing with him, we went to Los Angeles because he said, now you need to go overseas and learn from new, open your eyes, open your mind, open your knowledges, and get new knowledges about dancing. So I started jazz, modern jazz, ballet, tap dance as well in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Dance Academy. I've been a jazz teacher, modern jazz teacher, hip-hop teacher for 10 years. And then we had a friend who said, okay, I know someone, she's a very good friend of mine, and her wish is she has a small group performing in a small place here in Punavia. And her wish after 10 years is to, participate at the Heiva. So we said, okay, so why not? Could be a nice challenge. But then it's been first year with the group, second year, and then we stopped. And then we decided to do something totally different from the Heiva because we realized that our goal was to do something more about shows rather than traditional dancing, which is, to us, we're not saying that we don't like traditional. We do love traditional so much that we respect traditions. And just because of that, because of being so respectful for our traditions, at least what we knew from what we've seen since we were little, we said we cannot continue being at the Heiva because we were kind of not afraid, but not scared, but we realized that it could be maybe dangerous for the identity of the Heiva itself. So not to confuse everyone, we said, okay, what we're gonna do only shows and travel the world, trying to give another image of our dances, because we've been touring in France for many years, and people are expecting cliché, which means that, for example, for French people who came here with the militaries, they were expecting what they've seen when they came here in
Yeah,
1962.
the beautiful Tahitian dancer
Exactly.
with the black hair.
Black hair,
long.
nice tan, nice body, and hopefully also, why not, topless. So
Absolutely.
we went uh, on that edge on, not our will was not really to change traditions, but to show another aspect of the Tahitian dance. And so we went with more traditional costumes, and they were disappointed in a way because they said, "Oh, why were they wearing those grandma's dresses? Well, why were they so covered? Um, why so much natural colors?
Yes,
It's
yes.
not Tahiti. Tahiti is so colorful, so you know." Nothing to wear because you live by the beach. You're barely almost naked
Yes.
in a way. And we say
Just
no.
comfortable.
Maybe it was your idea or your souvenir from Tahiti, but this. Believe me, all the girls are not wearing pareo every day on everyday's life. So you go to Papeete, they wear differently. So yeah, that's the background.
Well, Lorenzo, that brings me to the other question regarding regarding all the different style of dance that you learned in the past. And so I like the fact that you use all those different styles to shape basically your own style of the Ori Tahiti, right?
Yeah.
And so how did it help you really? Like, did you mix both style of dance, or how did you work that out?
You know, I was watching a documentary about Karl Lagerfeld or Christian Dior, those really uh, inspired people who inspired the world of fashion. And they have sketches, because they have an idea and they need to put it down on the paper, which I don't. And uh, I'm just like opening myself to whatever may come, and then I have taken by my side, trying to shape it more, like saying, "Oh, maybe you're going too far. Oh, maybe you should do this and that." So, of course, all those influences of my background, which is jazz, modern jazz, ballet, whatsoever, those techniques helped us building a new way of teaching the Tahitian dance, a new perspective of the Tahitian dance as well. But would I say that it was meant to be like this? Like we wanted to do something really different? Yes and no. Yes, because we've been witnessing the Ture before the Heva, before it was a Heva, and every year. So, and we had to wait like so long before we could watch uh, watch the most famous groups of that time. And it was sometime 11 p.m. But we were there, and almost no one in the place. So we said, "Oh my goodness!" And then also because we saw so many shows abroad, we said, "Oh, this is really a folklore um, happening because." They come on stage, they change the mics, and they take time from Parima, and then time to OTA, and then time again to change the mics again, and then the pehe, the rohi pehe. We said, if one day we had to do a show, a Tahitian dance show, we should change this, and this. So the l'orchestre, the rohi pehe, the musicians, they were on the side of the stage. Maybe we should put them in the back of the stage so everybody, they could be part of the show.
Right.
And maybe we should also do like no changing mics in between, like you start the show, you end the show, and it's over. No time to like just wait and wait. Yes, of course. So in that way, yes, we wanted to do some changes. But then about the techniques, about dancing itself, we've because we were open to doing shows, we had no limits, no barriers. It was like, you know, you go to Vegas and you go to you buy a ticket for a Cirque du Soleil show. You're not expecting to see a traditional circus show.
Absolutely.
So it's really showtime, and we said, oh, maybe it could be nice, you know, to entertain the young generation, the young people of Tahiti, because first there were no young dancers, never, totally forbidden, or there was no young people or maybe kids with their parents or grandparents sleeping, but not really young people involved into the Tahitian dance. We should do something more entertaining for them, so you know, they will feel like part of something new,
Yes.
something that talks to them, and because once again we want to do shows, maybe they would be more attracted to that side of the Tahitian dance. But then, after 2 years at the Heva, we realized, as I said, that it became a little bit dangerous for the Heva itself, because the young generation were really attracted to it, and they really wanted to join that new energy. But we didn't want to bring confusion. We didn't want to confuse anyone. So, you know, when we went to the Heva, they had rules, still have lots of rules, of course, which is good. But for example, if you were wearing makeup, you were totally disqualified. No makeup at all. But we just asked the girls to put some lipsticks, and it was a big fight, only for the lipstick. And black hair, all the girls with same color shampoo, black shampoo, and same length. And so it was more like a ballet look, not traditional. And even some people, journalists from TV here, said, oh, it was nice, but I didn't recognize the real image, authentic image of the Tahitian people who have hair on their legs and who are a little bit fat. You have only models, top models in your show. We said, oh, yes. Now they are confusing. We're doing shows. This is not traditions.
It's not the Heva.
It's not the Heva.
That's perfect explanation. So that brings me to another question regarding all the foreign Polynesian dance groups. In the US, for example, there's a lot of dance groups, and they actually do mix a lot of modern style combined with the Ori Tahiti.
Yeah.
And so I know you've been you attended a lot of dance competitions all over the world, even in the US. And as a judge, do you expect these groups to have more like a modern type of performance, of course, in the competition? Or do you expect them to be traditional? What is your expectation, like your true expectations?
Talking about competitions abroad, we can say that there's Ori Tahiti, a French Ori Tahiti. There's a U.S. Ori Tahiti. There's a Mexican Ori Tahiti. There's a Japanese Ori Tahiti. What is the difference? Is I would say that U.S. is focusing on performance, like very strong and very disciplined as well, but contemporary. And sometimes we're like, why not? But you don't fit the rule. So, okay. We go to France. It's more like ballet, classical arms, hands, and steps as well. You go to Mexico, it's more sexy. Kind of aggressive as well, because they want to show so much, but very sexy. You go to Japan, it's not that sexy. It's not that ballet, but it's um, in their genes, I guess, to be very like, you know, the lines are so perfect, and timing is so perfect, and the hands same time, same place, same everything. But all these details comes from the teachers, because depending on who is teaching you the Ori Tahiti, you're gonna follow this style or another style. So back to the question of competitions, what we expect is that we just follow the rules. Witnessing the Heva, for example, it's beautiful, but once again, can we still name it as traditional Ori Tahiti? Traditional Ori Tahiti. Okay, people would say, we say, who can tell what is the real traditional? Even when you look at the costumes, you know, you have you go to France and you see someone with those big white hat, and you say, oh, they are from Bretagne because they are performing la danse bretonne with the traditional folkloric costume. And for example, for Miss Universe, they come on stage with their, you know, traditional costumes. Then you know, okay, it's going to be, oh, this is España, oh, this is Argentina, oh, this is, but, so now, when I look at some costumes, it's really beautiful, made by very talented artists. Is it really Tahitian? I've never seen costumes when I was little like this, when I was, okay, you're going to say, oh, please, don't say that, because, you know, we need to move forward. We call this evolution. Just be a little bit maybe careful on what you present when you have a performance, because most of the Japanese, they don't have the opportunity to come to Tahiti. So what they will see is what they will think Tahiti is. So if you come and do some kind of Brazilian costumes with some kind of I don't know what it is, dance, they will believe that this is Tahiti. So that's why I was saying it's kind of dangerous, because you, of course, it's very artistic, of course it's evolution, yeah, I agree with all this, but then again, do not name it Ori Tahiti.
So what will be your advice for dance groups from all over the world? I said, what will be your advice on how they should present their creativity, you know?
You know, maybe you understood that I like food very much, because I was talking about buffet many times as a Polynesian.
The more variety, the better.
Now, the thing is that, you know, if you think about poisson cru, bell pepper, tomatoes, or whatsoever you can add into your poisson cru is very nice, very tasty, very colorful. But this is not the poisson cru that my grandmother used to prepare, right? So, talking about creativity, we need to have a stage, some places to express ourselves, to express our creativity. That's why our goal was to produce a show in Vegas, and it was a huge challenge by ourselves. But, you know, they loved the show. The people from the theater, they just said, you have a beautiful show. Really nothing to say. But this is not Vegas, because Vegas needs shows. This is a little bit too traditional. It was not, really not to us. But if you expect to express yourself on a stage where you want to show your creativity, then you have to choose the right place. You go to Vegas, but I don't know if competitions would be the right place to express creativity. Then just create an event. I don't know, festival, what, just an event. Hire a theater, ask anyone who would be interested to participate, to join the event and do a show. Of course, everybody wants to follow the stream. Everybody is pushing everyone to do something different, to do something more creative. But it's okay, totally okay, and we are the first to say it's okay. But just choose the right place, the right stage. So that's why maybe here they have created the Hura Tapairu, because Hura Tapairu, oh my goodness.
Yes. So if we want to go really far in modern, then a show will be the best option. And then competition, it's hard because there are guidelines that people have to follow. And then the Heva, of course, is more lean to the traditional. But again, it's hard to say traditional. That was the same thing that you were saying earlier, because I mean, who can really tell, because things have changed so much since then. There are so many people outside of Tahiti who are so in love with the Ori Tahiti. They are so passionate. They dedicate their time, energy, money for that, and so it's crazy, the passion that they have in their heart. So what will be your last word for them?
You know, the Grand Ballet de Tahiti has never competed, ever, never ever. But we became one, or maybe the most, I would just say humbly, one of the most renowned Tahitian dance company in the world, and which is very amazing, right? Because, for example, when you talk about a group who won at the Heva compared to the Grand Ballet de Tahiti, the fame here in Tahiti, oh, this group is so good because they won once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, but and we never did. But we are very famous. Why is that? Because we had just one dream to follow and nothing to say to anyone. Never being judgmental, saying, oh, I don't like this style, this is not good, this is not what I prefer. I think there's a place under the sun for everyone, but just follow your dream, and that would be my last advice, because just stick to your dreams, be yourself, do not try to be someone else, because I think that everyone has something to bring in this mare, in this world of the Ori Tahiti, in his own way, and which is really beautiful. C'est très enrichissant. It's very precious to have so much diversity, but then people are finally the last to judge, to say, I like this style, so you're gonna bring more people to your show or less people.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo. So everybody, you've heard it all. Lorenzo shared a lot of knowledge and a lot of words of wisdom with us today. And so I will put this information down below. And so if you like what you heard today, please send your comments, your questions. We'll be happy to answer them. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, PORINETIA TV. And if you want to get notifications, please feel free to hit the light bell below. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Māuruuru,
Thank you so much. It was so good.